Tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town.
Eminent Waste of Time, episode 45. I'm Doug.
And I'm Chad.
And I was trying to think of a catchy intro for 45, but...
What you got for us?
I got nothing. That's what I got. It's just episode 45. Welcome to it.
Shinedown song, staring down the barrel of 45.
Colt 45.
Let's just go beyond that.
Like I said, maybe catchy wasn't the right word. Memorable in all the wrong ways.
It's bad, and I remember it being bad.
We're coming up on the quote-unquote end of season one, I guess, if a season lasts a year.
A year, yeah.
I think it was September-ish.
Yeah, I think that
when
was
we
right.
started this whole mess, and then we were kind of once every 3 weeks or so. But really, this entire year, I think we have not missed a week. I'm not aware that we have, anyways.
If we have, we're sorry. It's how it goes.
You're getting what you paid for.
Yeah. So...
But yeah, we're soon going to be one of those podcasts that, you know, you download the catalog and you have to scroll for like a year to get to the front one if you want to start at the beginning.
Yep. Well, we'll see if that means anything.
No one's dumb enough to do that. No. But you said we're actually getting some traction out west.
We are. There's people out on the West Coast sharing this stuff. So, and it's amazing.
They're probably just using it as examples of why you don't want to let like super conservative Republican rednecks not come out to the left coast.
Look at those hillbillies out there on the East Coast. Look at the crap they allow on the internet.
My guess is it's really there to just kind of serve as a warning to everyone.
Yeah. So I heard an interesting thing. I guess podcasts are going away from calling themselves podcasts.
Well,
Have you heard this?
Yeah, the term was originally because of the iPods.
Right.
And so it was something you could put on your iPod, but does anyone actually have an iPod anymore?
The little kids who got them from their parents because they no longer use them.
Yeah. I mean, it's on a phone now.
Right.
So I've heard there's been several people that want to call them something else, but I didn't know if
There's not a defined...
like a term yet.
No, there isn't a settled upon term.
Webisode.
Webisode. The problem is, I guess, the reason why is when you start spanning generations and you say, you know, we say, oh, we do a show or something like that, or we do a podcast. You'll get older people that'll say, what's a podcast?
Well, let me inform you. Remember your old-timey radio shows?
Yeah.
Like Little Orphan Annie?
We're not on the radio, but we're to like the biggest distributor of content in the world, the internet.
Yeah.
You can dress it up that way. But yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of people don't know what a podcast is unless you kind of already have exposure to them.
That kind of seems unfathomable in 2018.
I get what they're saying, though.
Yeah, I do too. And honestly, if you look at the metrics for podcasts, it's kind of been the past 2 years. I mean, they've been around for 7-8 years in some form or another, but really it's been the past couple that they have just taken off.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. And they're just starting to diversify where they're hitting podcasts in general, are hitting more specific interests. Like this one's really about UTVs and racing. We babble about all kinds of other junk. But
a lot of people have come to us and said, you're the first one I've found that's UTV centric.
First doesn't mean the best.
Yes, it does. The two are equivalent terms.
We're all you have to deal with right now.
Exactly. If you're the only one, you're kind of the best, aren't you?
Yeah, we're also the worst at that point, too.
Shh, don't tell people that. If you ain't first, you're last.
Second, we're first losers.
Exactly. But yeah, it is kind of an interesting landscape, and it's been a lot of fun doing this. It just dawned on me that we're coming up at the end of quote-unquote season 1.
In some ways, it seems like it's been much, much longer. In some ways, it seems like it's been much, much shorter.
It probably seems longer to everyone who has to listen.
Probably.
But nobody has to. That's the amazing thing.
Turn it off if you don't like it, I guess.
Well, we've got a bunch of stuff coming up, so there'll be... I don't want to promise people interesting podcasts. There will be
stuff.
There will be multiple, and there will be videos to accompany them and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we should have a video that we'll be working on here pretty soon of what we did last weekend.
I'd like to get it cranked out by the end of the week, but we'll see if that happens. Probably be first of the week, because we have an MWXC race this weekend.
Yep.
And then we have Heartland Challenge the following weekend.
Yep.
So
I'm not dreading Heartland Challenge. I'm looking forward to it. I am dreading and I don't have that much, all the stuff just that needs done prior to going. And I don't mean just for the race, all the stuff that needs done around my house and everything else so that I can be gone for 3 or 4 days.
See, I feel like I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff because you're talking about that, and I'm making a mental list, and like, it doesn't seem that bad to me, which means I'm going to get close and go, crap.
Yeah. I'm picturing me like forgetting my neck brace as I pack up my truck and I'm heading out, and then,
We could just put duct tape over your helmet to your shirt to kind of hold it.
I just buy a new one when I'm out there. Fine. Like Google a dealership along the way and call ahead. Do you have this neck brace? Yes, I will be by to get it in about 3 hours.
Yeah. I don't know that I'm going to get a new helmet in time unless I have time to get to a store and try one on. But I'm not just going to blind order one off the internet and hope it's good in a 4-hour race. I'd rather wear the one I have now, where at least I know what I'm dealing with.
I probably wouldn't also, because it'll be, especially if, like you talked about on the last podcast, that you're stepping down a size. So if you step down a size, it's going to be tight the first
until
little
it
bit.
Wears in.
And I don't know that you want to wear it 4 hours straight, having it being tight.
Well, there's been a little bit of a development there. Kevin Spangler got a hold of me today, and I'll read you his exact message so I don't have to butcher it.
Okay.
So he said, we may have a third guy coming to the race. I'm still planning on having you co-drive at first. If we switch, it'll be whenever we stop for gas, so halfway or more. He said he's teamed up with Desert Vets Racing.
Ah, yeah, I follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know who they are.
Yep.
I'm familiar with them as well. It says they have a guy that wanted to try it out and lives out this way. Okay. I was like, awesome. I will gladly give up my seat. Not like I don't want to do this, but just, man, if we can
share it.
If we can give, a vet a chance to do something like that, that's awesome.
Well, Steve and I are going to be the only ones driving and co-driving, I guess, now, because the other guy, Brian, he doesn't want to co-drive any of it.
Really? Was he the one that got sick last year?
Yes.
That memory sticks with you.
Oh, yeah. I fully get it. I mean, even when I got back in Steve's buggy, which I think this weekend was the first time I've gotten back, this last weekend, was the first time I've ridden in a race with him since I was sick.
Did you feel it a little?
No, I didn't feel it, but it was almost like, oh, am I going to get sick again? Am I going to feel bad?
It's a mental thing.
Yeah, it was all mental. And I completely felt fine. It wasn't an issue at all. It was just, in my mind, I'm replaying how crappy I felt. And it's like, is it going to happen again? And no, everything was fine. So that wasn't the issue.
Yeah, well, if something happens and I'm out because Spangler's got this other guy in that's going to be racing with us and you need somebody, I mean, we're all going to be pitting together anyways.
Yeah, I don't know how the team thing works, if you have to have them
before. Yeah, you have to have them signed up ahead of time.
Yeah,
it has to be a defined team, that's true. Oh, well, you're on your own. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll suck it up. I'll get through it. Ratchet strap me in. I can't get out.
So, yeah, I'm trying to simplify basically into what I need to do versus what I would like to do, because you always get caught up in that. I'm going to try and get all this crap done before this event happens, and you always get bit in the butt by it.
Yeah.
Well, we just talked about it before I went on vacation. I'm going to get my wife's truck fixed. Look how that turned out.
It didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Like the plugs in her truck need changed. I'm not doing it. Because my luck, I'm going to break one off or strip a head out, because I cross-thread one in there or something stupid. I'm like, no, I am not doing that. I'm going to resist the urge to fix before I leave.
Yep, don't do anything that you don't have to do. So while we're kind of on this, we might as well do the little mini series that we talked about doing last time. Of Heartland Challenge. It's coming up. What do you have to get ready? So what is on your short list?
I still
and
need
where
to...
are you at on it? Let's go both those.
Okay, on a scale of like say 0% to 100% prepped, I'm at about 1.5% right now.
So you've thought about it.
I've thought about the fact that I probably need to prep some stuff. Yes.
Okay.
I really need to get a neck brace. I really need to make sure that in my current helmet, my intercom system is fully in place, because one of the speakers is just kind of flopping around. So I need to take some fabric glue and kind of remush the little fabric piece that goes over it, and then holds it to the Velcro, which holds it inside the helmet. So I need to get everything mounted firmly and make sure it works properly. I mean, it's working. Last race proved that. That's, those are kind of the major things, but I mean, I need to make sure my toolkit's together. I mean, I know everybody's bringing tools, but the more the merrier as far as that goes. Need to find out if I'm actually bringing my generator, if we're going to need it. If so, it needs an oil change. It's probably got enough hours on it. It's due for at least a spark plug check, if not a change. So I got some prep to do there. And then figure out a way to haul it, because if we're going to be in an enclosed vehicle,
Yeah.
I'm probably just going to get a giant trash bag and just bag it and tape it up so we're not smelling gas fumes the whole time.
Yeah. I would imagine that's about the right way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that'll take care of that. Not bringing my camper, so that's a huge load off because I don't have to prep that.
Right.
Because that just takes and eats time. I've got some other odds and ends, but there's nothing really pressing around the house I have to have settled before I leave. Like, I can't think of anything that's like, oh my gosh, I've got this list. There's always a list, but there's nothing I have to do that's really all that exciting around the home front. So I'm probably better off than you.
Yeah. I mean, my list isn't massive for things I have to do. I'm going to leave the house stuff off. I mean,
there you go. It's just like we talked about. Don't do it.
Don't do it. My helmet's good. I ran my new goggles for the first time last weekend. Love them. They're doing great. They got the wider field of view than my previous ones. That helps a ton. I have one extra set of roll-off material here. I didn't hardly go through anything last weekend. And I have a whole other pack of 12 on its way. I think it'll be here this week or first of next week. If not, I'm going with what I got. I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is. I'm just going to go. I have my neck brace, so I'm good with that. I have to bring a couple cans of race fuel for Steve and myself. So we'll have to bag those and put them in the back, I'm sure. Either that or we got to find a 2-inch receiver, something to put on the back of the Expedition.
You know what's terrible is I just got rid of one.
Did you?
I had one of those things you plug in the receiver hitch and gives you a little thing in the back.
Harbor Freight has them.
I've never used it, and somebody gave it to me. So when my wife had a garage sale, some guy kind of spied it sitting there in the barn. What do you want for that? I'm like, I don't know, like $25, dude. Knock yourself out. I'm never going to use it. And here we are.
Now we need it. That was a month ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's always that way. See, this is why I'm always afraid to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question. Could we just get race fuel out there?
I don't know how close.
We should look into that. I feel like at an event like the Heartland Challenge, there's going to be vendors out there, like VP or somebody will be out there with fuel.
Well, we need the cans themselves also.
Oh yeah, but that's a lot better than hauling 6 gallon, full 6 gallons each in the back of the truck. I mean, if they're empty, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll be able to figure something out. So anyway, I got that. I ordered all the stuff to take care of so that Steve and I don't die of dehydration.
That's good.
Yeah.
I need to talk to Kevin about that. What his plan is.
Of dying of dehydration. That's probably Kevin's plan.
Kevin, you're on your own, buddy. I'll be very well hydrated. Just try not to die while I'm in the car.
So my whole thought process on this, and tell me if you think I'm nuts, and all you guys in the audience can kind of proof this out.
You're nuts.
Well, in this, you don't know yet.
Okay.
So the problem last year was, and with any razor and on any race machine, it gets hot in there.
Yeah.
So to keep anything cool, water-like, for 4 hours, and Steve had it packed with ice and everything else, but it was just strapped to the roof area by where the cage is. It didn't stay cool. He said about an hour and something in, it was undrinkable because it was just hot. So my thought is, I have 2 of those 2-liter, like the Camelback, the inside bladder parts with the hose.
Yeah.
I have those on order, and I also have have you seen those shopping bags that are foil insulated, that's foil bubble wrap?
Yeah.
To keep things cool? I have 2 of those coming. Because I thought if they keep groceries cool in your car, and they got a zipper and everything, and I'm going to throw some of those ice packs that you freeze them and then you throw them in your lunch pail or whatever.
Sure.
And pack it with ice and everything else. It should keep it cool at that point. I would think.
You'll find out. So where are you going to put this stuff?
I have no idea yet.
Well, you've got a razor, and you know what his razor looks like,
Yeah.
so you should be able to semi-mock something up.
I'm going to figure something out. I'll be able to find some place for it. I just don't know where that someplace is yet.
That'll be interesting. I'm curious to see what you come up with.
I'm going to
there.
bring a bag of zip ties, and we're going to put those suckers
gonna go
somewhere. It's going. So that was the only thing I knew, was basically make a double wall insulation rig so that it
Yeah, that's about all you can hope for, really.
the foil thing kind of shields the radiant heat and everything else that's coming, and then you pack it with ice and do the best you can to keep it cool. I mean, that's all I know to do.
No, sounds reasonable.
So let's see, I got that. I don't know of anything else that I absolutely have to do for going out there. We got to bring some sort of food for all of us who are pitting together, or doing like a Friday night Friday night pitch-in type thing. So if this sounds like a horrible idea,
I was going to say, how full do we want to be before a
Not
4-hour
very.
endurance race? Like, I'll bring celery. What do you...
So everyone's going to bring food, because the problem is the race starts at 7 p.m. So it's just around that dinner time. So you don't want to go into it having not eaten, because it's 4 hours. So you're getting done at 11 to 12 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame.
See, I'd rather eat afterwards. Like, I would rather just have a protein bar, be like right around the start of the race, just something small, but that'll stay there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to pit at some point and take on fuel. Scarf another one down, like if you're hungry, and you don't even know halfway through the race. You know how it is. You don't think about food and that kind of stuff. I would rather just like binge afterwards than eat before, personally.
Yeah, I don't want to. I made this statement on the group that we have going that has a Facebook page. I'm not going to eat much. Something light, just something little.
I'd be more like, let's have a huge breakfast Saturday morning. What do you bring into that? Egg casserole and sausage and bacon, and
I'd do that, but everyone's going to be asleep. Steve sleeps until like 3 p.m, I think.
oh, that's true. It's like a big teenager.
He is.
You'll be up at 4:30. I'll be up at 6.
Yeah, I really do wake up at that time, and it's ridiculous, because I'm basically, when I'm staying in Steve's camper or something, either I just go outside and I sit in a lawn chair and like try and find something to do, or that's about it. Or I lay in bed and kind of just lay there.
I'm kind of jealous of you because I wish I slept less, but I mean, I don't sleep a ton, but compared to you, I do.
Yeah, I just don't. So it is what it is.
It's not going to be too bad, but then again, this is Wednesday, so a week from now, we'll be recording a podcast, and then Thursday morning, leaving.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. We have 1 week, and not even, because really our Wednesday nights are shot.
Yeah.
Can maybe throw together a couple things.
Well, at least I can edit and get the podcast together while we're on the road. And as soon as we, Sunday when we're back home, I can get things uploaded, because then Monday I go to Phoenix.
Yep.
And I'm gone for another week.
Yep. Busy times.
Well, speaking of things we've already done, and we talked about it a little bit earlier in the podcast, we went IXCR racing last weekend.
Yep. This was your first IXCR experience, wasn't it?
No.
Was it not?
No, I rode with Tyler Brittingham.
Oh, you did, with
King of the
Matt
Mountain.
Hecker. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I rode with Matt, and you rode with Tyler. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you ran the thorn through your hand.
Yes, I did, and I couldn't clap. Thank you again for the clacky board, Fuzzy. We really appreciate that. So, yeah, we got to go racing. You had the opportunity to go racing because Steve's co-driver decided to break his collarbone.
Yes, he did.
It was not his normal co-driver. This was another guy that wanted to ride, who evidently is into outdoor power sports, because he broke his collarbone riding his dirt bike.
Yep.
So I was going to kind of tag along with you and just see what was going on, and then Kevin Spangler hits me up and asked me if I would be willing to co-drive with him. And honestly, neither one of us were really pushing super hard. I mean, you guys placed 6th. We ended up 8th. We probably would have done a little better in our buggy, except for his transmission case that he cracked.
Yeah.
He ordered a new one. It didn't come in time. So to get the buggy back together for this race, he TIG welded the old one back together.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to be super hard on it, and we were very early in the race. We went up over an embankment, and there was a big rock there. We didn't see it because you kind of came up, and when you settled back down, you were already over the rock.
Yeah.
And by rock, I mean, 18-inch long, 12-foot, 12-inch wide, like a real rock.
Yeah.
Well, it made this clunking noise when we drove over it, and we're like, oh, crap, are you serious? So we throw it in reverse, and it clunks again. We thought we'd already broken something. So we get out, and we're looking around. I'm grabbing axles and twisting, and we're looking for oil slick underneath, the differentials, and everything was fine. Turned out it was that rock, but we lost a good 2.5 minutes there.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, when we realized we weren't in any real contention, we just decided, you know what? We've got Heartland Challenge coming up. I'm assuming Kevin's going to put the new case in when he gets it.
Yeah.
But let's not blow up the rest of this thing. Let's just get our laps in. And the one guy that he really needed to stay ahead of points-wise ended up breaking down, and we turned more laps than him.
So you're fine.
So it was fine. He got what he needed out of the race, and we finished intact. No issues whatsoever.
Yep. There was some dusty bits in that track.
There were.
In the open field sections, it was real dusty. Back in the woods, it was perfect. But
yeah, they didn't. It would have been perfect if they had gotten just a little bit of rain the day before or something, but they hadn't. It just was what it was.
So Steve and we raced, and we had talked about in the last podcast, and Doug had made mention of, I don't understand why he's even doing it, the race.
He had a good
figured
answer.
out why.
Yeah.
Basically, he was wanting to use that race as test and tune. He wanted to make sure that he had his belt temps and clutch woes out of the way, and everything was perfect.
What were your belt temps in the race?
We averaged 184, and one time we touched 202.
That's low.
That's really low.
Really low.
Now, he put a blower on it as well as doing some other things, but
He didn't have one prior?
No, he did not have a blower on it.
Did he run one last year?
Yes.
So why did he not this year?
New buggy, just hadn't gotten around to it. He didn't think it made that much difference.
He was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sure it helped, but I think he's got the clutching down to where the belt's not just heating either.
Yeah. So, Doug, you may or may not know this. I don't know how much you've seen of it. But CVT blowers are like extremely controversial in the UTV world.
Yes. I've followed the hate and the love.
Yes. Some people say that fan is blocking all the air from moving and it'll just run warmer with it. And some people, like myself, say, no, it helps cool it. And we in a race buggy last year had proof. We saw like a 30-degree drop between having one and not having one.
Oh, definitely made a difference.
Steve's, at least a 30-degree drop, if not more.
Anytime you're moving air, even if it's a relatively small amount versus just kind of static what's happening in there, you're better off.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you're not sucking horrible, even more horrible stuff in the intake.
Well, it's filtered.
Yeah.
So
or if you do it right, it is. Yes.
So anyway, he got his clutch woes sorted out, ran good and cool. 202 is not hot, but it's getting up there, and we really only saw it once, not even like every lap.
Yeah, but wasn't his guy basically telling him he'd run him at 250 all day long?
Yeah.
Now, that's a little warmer than I'd be comfortable as an average, but 202, yeah.
No, we averaged 184.
Yeah. You guys are gold.
Yeah.
And he's got a real race this weekend because MWXC, he is leading in class and overall.
Yep.
So he's going to have to push a little harder. If he still wants to finish, but I'm guessing he's going to push a little more. So kind of see if just the trend holds up.
Yep. But it was warm out there at IXCR this last weekend. So, it's a good test for it. It was 90 something degrees, 92.
Yeah.
Something like that. He did blow a front tire, dropped right into the second creek that was on the track, and just drove a rock right through the sidewall. It's not the end of the world, but it happens.
But the tire spines held up well because you guys finished without limping.
Yep. I said something as soon as we blew it because the tire that we blew was a right front, so it was my side, and I heard it go because my helmet just has speakers that sit just off my ears. Steve wears earbuds, so he doesn't really hear anything unless it's through the intercom.
Yeah.
So He didn't hear it. I made just quick mention of it, said there went the right front tire, and then we just kept going. I wasn't going to dwell on that. If it got bad, we'd stop. If it didn't, whatever. Well, we get down to the last lap, and I said, how's it handling right now? And he goes, well, it's fine. What do you mean? And I said, the right front tire is blown. It has been since lap 1. He goes, I never heard you say that. He didn't know. He said, it's doing great.
There you go.
So, yeah, Tires Fine did great.
There's a rousing endorsement right there.
Yeah.
And Steve's running bigger tires. I mean, a lot of the UTV guys still want to run 27s. He's running 29s, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Barry Miller runs 29s. Devin Smith runs 27s. So the old school thought of it is, and I'm not degrading Devin who runs 27s, but the old school thought was the machines didn't really have the power to turn anything much bigger than 27s efficiently.
Especially big uphills.
Right. When you're down in the 700s and stuff like that, they just didn't turn them well. So now you're talking about machines with 200, 220, 250 horsepower. They turn those 29s without a problem.
Oh, yeah.
They'll spin them all day long. So...
And when you get in the mud and the blown out creek banks and stuff like that,
the big deep ruts,
you're glad you have them.
Yeah. So quite a few guys are going to the 29s. Now you do sit a little higher on them, but it gives you that extra ground clearance. So if I was doing short track racing, no, I would not run 29s. XC racing, yeah, I'd run 29s.
Yeah. I think it works well with the buggies, like you said, just with the higher horsepower stuff.
Yeah. It's not a problem to turn them. Plus, you're normally running 9-inch tires all the way around, so your backs on a factory are like 11, so you're definitely dropping weight there, already going from 11s to 9s.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't see a drawback to it. All in all, though, IXCR went well. Steve and I got everything sorted out. Nothing major as far as damage, and...
So now he's got to come up with that balancing act of keeping his lead but not blowing the machine up.
Yep.
Because you don't have a lot of time to put it back together. If something catastrophically goes wrong, you're sunk. Even if it's a minor damage, you're still pretty tight window.
Yeah. It is. So you're talking about for Heartland, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because basically he's not camping, but race is Saturday night. Even if he takes off immediately after the race.
Oh, you mean MWXC? I asked Heartland. Okay.
That's what I'm saying is you can't be really pushy at MWXC. You got to keep your lead.
Yep.
But if you blow up something major, you basically are getting home late Saturday night. You can order parts on Sunday. I guess you basically have to overnight them at that point because even if you ship them 2-day, you don't have time to get it back together and test.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a balancing act.
It is. It's
exciting.
It's just tight. I mean, we ran into the same thing about this time last year when we were racing, and about this time of the year when races start to cram together. I mean, I was overnighting parts.
Yeah. I remember.
When I put a steering quickener on and it was freaking out the power steering, I overnighted another one, put it on Friday night, loaded it on the truck, and the only time I got to drive the machine was to the start line.
To the line, yeah. And then we ended up tearing the tabs off the frame that held the front A-arm on, but...
Whatever.
Yeah. But the steering box held up.
Yep. That work was fine. The other work wasn't mine.
So some other news from that IXCR race. If you don't follow them on Facebook already, Barry Miller took second place.
Yep.
Had a heck of a race. He was actually running out front for a good portion of it. And just a line choice kind of bit him and...
Racing happened.
Yeah, racing happened, and he's still very strong. Second place finish. He's up on the podium, and, outstanding job there, Barry. Devin was looking good right up until he...
Wasn't.
He didn't break a ball joint.
No, he didn't.
He broke the knuckle of the ball joint goes into.
Yeah, and I guess that's happened on the X3s before. It's not an uncommon thing. I mean, it's not a super big problem, but when you're racing these things and you're pushing them to their limits, something's going to give eventually.
And he's got a lot of racing hours on that machine. Not just hours, but racing hours. Because he races a lot.
Oh, yeah. He's basically racing about every weekend.
So, and it's hard to spot. He's pretty meticulous with his maintenance and goes over the buggy and checks everything. But it's kind of hard to spot a hairline crack like that. I mean, assuming there even was one to spot when he started, who knows?
Yeah.
So that was kind of unfortunate. But yeah, overall was just a really, really solid race. And like I said, none of our placings looked really super impressive, but we went there and got done what we need to get done.
Well, and Steve and I pulled over and let at least 6 or 8 buggies by.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and you guys were doing the same too, I know.
Yeah, at one point I knew it was Barry Miller because I heard the exhaust howling and he was barreling up behind us. I said, just pull over, and we pulled over and he went flying by and we got back on the track.
And then you guys and us made contact at one point.
Yeah, the only contact was our buggies. Kevin's got the black tire, Dirt Commander tire marks on his rock slider to prove it.
Yep. We got together a little bit.
It was worth it.
Yeah, we didn't get together hard. It was just kind of a bump.
Yeah, it was fun.
Steve didn't even necessarily know if we'd made contact. I said, oh, yeah, we definitely bumped.
Definitely.
So.
Some other race happenings. We've been talking a lot about Lauren Shaff. Again, she was the racer from round 6, Parker's Paradise, that was pretty critically injured. She's now in basically about day 40 of recovery at this point.
40-something maybe? Oh.
Yeah, I think last update I saw was, 37. That was a few days ago. But she's starting to talk again, which is a huge, huge development.
Yeah.
Especially for her parents to be able to hear her voice. I mean, I can't imagine how hard it would be to not even be able to hear my child's voice.
They're saying it's just kind of whispers more or less than anything else.
But it's something.
It's something.
She's blowing up her phone texting, so that's a good sign that, she's getting back in touch with friends and family and that kind of stuff. But she's still not sleeping particularly well. They've tried to pull her off a lot of the heavy-duty meds, but, we've heard about the opioid crisis and, those kind of things that are going on in the country right now, and those really heavy-duty painkillers, your body just wants to stay on them.
Yeah, it's rough.
So they're weaning her off of those, and she's having some trouble sleeping because of that. But she's on the road to recovery, and man, she's a fighter. She's just, doing what she needs to do, and she's making progress every day, and seems like she's got pretty good spirits about the whole thing, despite the fact that, she's going to be in the hospital for months.
Yep. Well,
especially with the start of school year. I mean, most kids don't really love school per se, but there's always that excitement about going back and seeing your friends, and the first couple of weeks are, kind of an excitement type of thing. And
are they? I did never have that.
Because you didn't have any friends.
Okay, good point. True enough. Thanks, Doug.
We're nothing if not brutally honest on this show.
So anyway, we wish her the best, and
you
pray
guys
for
are
a
still
speedy recovery and everything else.
Yeah, you guys are definitely still in our prayers, but we just want to keep you guys up to date on the happenings there for sure.
Yep.
And I talked to Shane down there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yep.
About the Southern Mud Riders event. Now, we haven't mentioned this for a while, but this is the big event for St. Jude's Hospital. And last year they raised a little over $44,000. And we're getting ready to go down there. It's not till October, but we're starting to plan now because this is a pretty good sized event. Shane said he'd be happy with 800. He's hoping for better than 1,000.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Is that 800 people or 800 buggies?
People.
Okay.
Which makes it a little more tolerable.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping for an even bigger turnout than that. I mean,
100 buggies is a ton.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a lot.
Exactly. So it's going to be a very interesting race because, race, ride, there's a bunch of stuff going on. There's a ton of stuff. But when you think about the numbers at an MWXC race, it's, there's anywhere from 700 to 900 racers, but most of those are dirt bikes. And then you got quads, and then you got, 15 or 20 UTVs.
Yeah.
You get 100 to 150 in one relatively small spot like that. It's a lot.
Yeah. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of quads and stuff like that. It's not all side-by-sides.
Yeah.
So.
But it's going to be just a really, really good event. We talked for about 45 minutes the other night and got some plans together. The real main event is Saturday, but we're going to travel on Thursday. We're going to drive. There's just a bunch of complications with flying. It's going to be expensive. And some equipment we want to take, like the drone and stuff, is just sometimes problematic to get through airport security.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it.
Why do you have this case with wires and batteries and stuff?
And smoke coming out of it. Oh, wait.
No.
But,
why is it ticking?
But we're just going to head down there, and that puts us down there Friday, which there's still some things going on, but it's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
But we'll actually have a chance to sit down with Shane and some of the other people. If there's seats open, may go on that night ride. We'll just see how things happen. But then Saturday is just the main event, the mud races and all that kind of stuff. And he's assured us that we are definitely going to have a seat for that.
Yeah.
But he just kept saying how glad he was that we're coming down, and he's excited to show us, how they ride down there. And I think it's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a hoot. I really do.
So I'm getting ready over the next couple of days to get our hotel room secured because, honestly, I don't know how much of the area fills up or how busy it is, but I don't want to be in a hotel a half hour, 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
So the ones that are close, I think are going to fill up.
Yep.
So we're going to get that ready to go, and we're not really taking a whole lot down. Like, we're not taking your buggy down.
No. Mine's not set up for mud. We've all talked about this. You guys have heard me bellyache and gripe about mud and everything else. That's what these guys do down there. It's not that I hate mud. It's that I hate cleaning it after going in the mud.
Well, and we just don't have a lot of places up here that afford that kind of riding style. Even if you loved it, you'd have to go a ways.
Yeah.
A lot of dust.
Yeah. We just don't have a lot of mud around here. So for me to build or even try and set my rig up to go to the mud, I would be underprepared.
Yeah.
So
no sense in taking that down. And honestly, it sounds like it's going to be so busy and so much going on. I don't think we're going to be sitting around just thinking, man, I wish we would have brought it.
Well, and we've talked about it before for like the race weekends and the Heartland Challenge and everything else. When you're participating at that level where I'm bringing a buggy and everything else, we don't have time to get pictures or video or anything else.
Nope.
We're better off for getting I'm going to call it the story or capturing the event with video and pictures and stuff. We're better off to ride with other people.
Oh, yeah.
And they've offered it.
For sure.
Thrilled to do it. Because honestly, if I rode my own, I'd just be riding the same buggy I ride up here. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, I can see that. No, it's going to be a really good time. And I'll post some links in the notes to this episode if you want to check out what it is. Because really, if you want to come down to do something a little bit different, I know we've got listeners that are all over the U.S. I mean, even Robert Higbee's up in Alaska. I mean, we've got people all over, but primary concentration's kind of here in Indiana. But if you want to do something a little bit different and go support a really good cause, this would be kind of a fun road trip for anybody out there that's interested. So we'll post some more information. He's supposed to be getting us the flyer for this specific event very, very shortly. So I'm going to have, probably about the time this episode airs,
Okay.
I should have some good information that we'll post in, some links in the show notes here on YouTube. And we'll also be throwing stuff out on our Facebook page and Instagram and website, all those kind of stuff. Because we really want to promote it. Anybody who's interested in riding and going and looking at this thing, make some plans now, and I think it's going to be a blast.
And I don't want to, persuade anyone to not go because I'm saying my buggy's not set up, and if yours is set up like mine, it's not like one giant swamp they're riding in.
No.
I mean, you can drive around and you will be perfectly fine. You just won't want to hit the deep mud holes.
No.
But you can go there, watch all the other crazies, hit the deep mud hole, and just laugh, and they'll all have fun together, and it'll be great.
One of the things they've got going on is a local dealership that Shane's involved with has donated one of the little Razor 170s.
Ooh.
And they're going to do a custom paint job on it and have it set up like for this event.
Yeah.
And they're raffling it off.
That'll be neat.
It'll be kind of a fun little thing. I'll probably at least buy a couple tickets for that just to support the cause, if nothing else.
How are we going to get it back if we don't, if we win?
I'm sure Shane will keep it for us until we can figure that out.
Fair enough.
We'll figure something out. But I've seen people do crazier stuff. We could probably strap it to the roof of my mighty Ford Fusion.
There you go.
I don't usually get that lucky on raffles and that kind of stuff, so I think we're probably safe. It's more just a donation to a good cause.
I don't know. I've won stuff before that I forgot I even bought a ticket for.
I actually won a signed Al Kaline baseball bat, like it's the official size Louisville Slugger, and I was trying to figure out how I won it. I was only like 12 or 13 at the time, and I got a phone call, on the landline back before there were cell phones.
Yep.
And they're informing me that I won, and I'm thinking, I don't remember entering that at all. Well, it turned out it was a contest for kids like 15 and younger, and my dad signed me up.
Ah, okay.
So I had no idea.
I got a call. It's been 4 or 5 years ago now, probably. And I got a call, and they said, "You've won the raffle, blah, 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 blah. We'll call you back when you can pick up your prize." And that was it. And I was like, what did I sign up for? What did I win? And what am I going to get? So all this I don't know. And I hung up the phone because I'm like, I'll just play dumb. I've won, so I'm not going to like tell them I don't know what I've won. So then I get a call a few days later, and it's this lady, and she goes, "Okay, you can come pick up your prize at this gun store." And I'm like, okay, it's got to have something to do with guns. That sounds like me. I'd buy a ticket for something like that.
Oh, heck yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I got to ask this lady. I said, "I don't remember doing this." I said, "I'm sure I bought the ticket." She goes, "Well, it's your name on it and your number, and you answered, and you said your name was that." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." I said, "What did I win?" And so basically I won like this really nice muzzle loader. It was, really nice one. It was about $1,000 with all the stuff that they had on it. And I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't hunt. I just don't have time to hunt. I never really got into it."
Yeah.
So I get there, and the old guys in the gun shop, it's a typical small town gun shop run by, a couple old guys in there. And I walk in, the guy said, "Well, you're the one who won." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, we need to take your picture with it, with the gun and all that." And he goes, "You can have the gun, or you can have the cash value of the gun." Or he goes, "I'll trade you out of the gun, and you can have, we'll come up with what we both think's a fair trade, and you can have anything in the gun shop." I'm like, I'm in a gun shop, and they're giving me $1,000. I'm leaving with a gun.
Absolutely.
So I got myself a lever action because I'd wanted one for a while at that point, and a bunch of ammunition and whatever else I got out of there with, and it was like, can't beat that.
Nice.
I didn't even know. I thought, well, so I'm getting a muzzle loader. I thought I'll just sell it, or who are we kidding? I don't sell guns. I just keep buying them.
Exactly.
So I'll just put it in my gun safe, and at some point maybe I'll use it.
You still have that lever action?
Yep, still do.
I don't think I've ever shot it.
Have you not? Well,
I don't think so.
Can shoot it anytime you want.
I was going to say, gee, where are we going to find some land to do that on?
I have been known to walk out my back door and just pump off a few rounds.
That's when his brother goes home.
Yeah. No, he comes over and it's like, "Hey, what are you shooting? Can I shoot?"
So one last thing I want to touch on fairly quickly before it's time to dump into the last segment. So, it looks like they've got some interesting overseas racing going on.
That's not overseas. That's Canada.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I was thinking because they're speaking French.
Oh, no.
In the broadcast, I was like, oh, wait, yeah, it is Canada.
Quebec. They're up in Quebec. Is where
they speak French up there.
They
exactly.
They do.
I was thinking language, not location.
Location, yes.
It's over lake. How about that?
There you go.
You got the Great Lakes in the way.
Over water.
Over waters. But up in Canada, they're doing rally-style racing with side-by-sides on a track.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm going to throw some footage in right about here. And they basically just take side-by-sides and lower them and put street tires on them effectively. I mean, they have tread. They're not like racing slicks. And part of the track is paved and part of it's dirt. So it's kind of like a rally cross.
Yeah. No jumps or anything
no
like
jumps.
that. At least in this one. I don't know if other tracks have jumps, but I stumbled across this.
It looks like a lot of fun. But again, you have to have a specific machine. You're not going to take your razor out there. You'll be rolling through the corners.
Yeah. But you know what? That machine, that you guys just saw the video of, with it lowered down like that, that machine would double for an ice racer amazingly well.
Oh, yeah, it would.
And
go up
short
in Wisconsin, do the ice races.
Yep. That is it, the Iceman 500, I think they call it.
Yep.
Yeah. We got invited to that last year. I was not set up for it at all. There's no way.
No.
I'm still not set up for it, and I don't know that I could even put it together, but
I think you could probably come up with something if you really wanted to.
I got to have a windshield.
But you really got to want to do it. Yeah, that's one thing be nice.
But it would double for that, and you could probably, with very slight modification, get it short course ready.
Yeah. I thought the interesting thing about this video was the X3s just run away. So there's X3s up front, and as you've watched the video, you see what looks kind of like an RS1. I don't know that it is an RS1. It might be just a tube chassis buggy that somebody built, because it really doesn't look like anything on the market.
Right.
And then there's that poor YXZ back there, and obviously this guy did not buy the aftermarket bolt-on turbo kit.
Yeah.
Because he just gets left.
Yeah. I think there's a razor in it too, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But he spins out, and
he spins out like on the first corner.
Yeah. He's a straight line runner.
Yes, he is.
So I just thought it was neat that they're kind of adapting these side-by-sides to do different styles of racing.
I'll bet the X3 is just, I mean, obviously it's at home from the video, but just from riding in them already, when I saw this, I'm like, man, that thing just eat a course like that up.
Oh, yeah. X3s are built race buggies. They are closer to what a race buggy needs to be straight out of the gate. I'm not saying the Razors can't do it. I'm just saying the X3s are built more leaning that way straight away. I like the Razors better, and this is why I bought one, because I think they do more daily duty stuff better. You can get in and out of them easier, everything else. They're just a little more towards the user-friendly side and not pure race buggy side.
Now, let me ask you this, though. As neat as this looks, and I don't have a problem with the style of racing at all, but think about how much you'd have to put into a machine to get it race ready. I mean, we know on the XC side what it costs, and it's not a whole lot different here.
Right.
You could easily have $50,000 in one of these. $50,000 gets you a lot of different stuff, and they already do this style of racing with just cars that are built for it.
But those cars are $200,000.
Well, if you're like super duper hardcore into it and want to go race Ken Block, sure, but they do this style of racing, and I mean, I think you could do this style of racing for a lot less than that. Probably similar types of money to this. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering what the advantage is, other than that it's there and you can do it. So, I guess what I'm saying is I don't think that this will catch on. It's neat, but I don't see it becoming widespread.
Well, the thing I'm seeing here, a couple things. First of all, the track, you can see where spots of the asphalt are torn up. It's a dilapidated track. This is a great use for the old racetracks that are falling apart.
You don't have to keep them up as much, that's for sure.
So entry fees can be cheap, stuff like that. You can bring more people in. Now, the machine, like you're talking about, the money you put into it, I don't think it would take all that much to prep them. I mean, they're shorter springs, their shocks are probably revalved and stuff like that. But if you get a suspension, builder on board with you to set it up, there's not a lot of cost there. And there's not a lot of other aftermarket stuff other than like harnesses and stuff that you absolutely need. You're not running in the mud, so you don't have to have, radiator relocate kits or anything like that.
True. You don't have to, I mean, you're still going to want a belly pan of some sort, but you don't really need...
Well, but they're not jumping.
A-arm guards or anything like that.
Barry Miller's running stock skid plate.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they're not jumping. They're not bottoming out, and they're lowered.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I guess you're right. You really don't need a lot of the protection that we normally associate with racing.
Reinforce the cage or put a top half cage on it. And that same machine, like I just said, will double as an ice racer. And
true. In Canada, you probably wanted to double as an ice racer.
Yes. And if you do short course, that machine can very easily, I would say with a switch of wheels and tires and shocks, you are set up for short course.
Maybe, but yeah.
Very quick changeover. So I'm not saying it's like the only series you would run, but it seems like a racing series like that would be very good as an add-on series to something you're already doing. Yeah,
I guess I can kind of see it from that perspective. I guess I was, right or wrong thinking about it as this is the style of racing I do. It's kind of narrow in focus.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But as an add-on, sure.
Yeah. So that was my thought. I just found it interesting because I'd never seen that style done with UTVs before. No, but I had kind of talked about, a dozen podcasts ago. I thought it would be fun to take a side-by-side and do exactly what they've done. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. It's like
lower it down, stick some street tires on it, widen it out a little bit, and just run it hard on the pavement.
There's video running around, I don't know, Facebook world that Robbie Gordon slammed down a double X, put some sticky tires on it.
Yeah.
And he's doing a road course somewhere. Just a couple corners is all they really show. So
it can be done.
I don't think they do amazing. I think there's better machines to do it in. CVT is too much loss.
See, I really think a YXZ set up properly would be fine. This guy's probably running a stock one. You know, maybe he's got a tune on it, but he's not a turbo.
Yeah.
I think you slap a turbo on that, and that thing's probably a real fun handful out there.
Oh, yeah. And you're not in between gears all the time because you're not dropping in holes and everything else.
No,
you're bumping between two different gears probably, is it?
Probably between fourth and fifth, maybe occasionally go down into third, but
yeah,
that's it.
Yep.
Well, we should probably push on.
Should we?
To whatever thing you have in store for me.
I has trivia for you.
Sweet.
I got to pull it up, so you're going to have to give me 2 seconds here.
I can give you 2 seconds. We can buy time. This is me buying time right now.
Well, I've got it now, so we're good.
Hey, there we go.
All right. Are you ready for your trivia? There's no write-ins this week or anything.
Really?
It's all me.
All you. So no one to blame but you.
That's pretty much what I was saying, yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Question number 1. In 2015, employees of a New Jersey daycare were arrested for what? This made news headlines and everything else.
I rarely listen to the news, so trying to sell the children.
Nope. They started a toddler fight club.
Oh, I do remember that now.
Drop your kids off. They come back. You come pick them up. They got black eyes and bloody noses, and they don't talk about it because the first rule of it is...
No, really, never talk about Toddler Fight Club. That's terrible, and I shouldn't be laughing, but the whole concept's just... It's funny. I'm sorry. It just is.
It's funny in a sense that it happened, not the situation that those children were in.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, question number 2. What city was the RMS Titanic built in?
Well, I honestly don't know off the top of my head. I know it was a White Star Line ship. I can't remember what city it was built in, though.
No guess?
It was England, but I couldn't tell you where.
Belfast, Ireland.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay, it was in the United Kingdom.
Yeah. Was not England.
Came out of Belfast, huh? Okay.
Yep, I found that interesting. I had heard that, but I couldn't have told you what it was.
That was a big shipyard at the time, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, question number 3. What number is indicated by the Roman numeral D, as in dog?
D, 50.
Yep. No, 500.
Oh, gosh, dang it, yep. You're right.
You get all smart and I'm just going to shoot this answer right on out. No, you don't.
You're right. And the funny thing is, if it was in like a actual Roman numeral, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's 500. But
yeah,
I got cocky and I didn't think about it.
Yes, you did. Okay, question number 4.
500.
No. Okay, question number 4. Which president had a swimming pool installed in the White House?
There's a swimming pool in the White House?
I guess, yeah. I suppose it's still there anyway.
Sounds like a John F. Kennedy type of thing to do, but I know it wasn't him. Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
You are correct, sir. Franklin Roosevelt.
Well, the main thing that made me think of it was the fact he had polio.
Yeah.
He couldn't get around well, so I thought it might be like some sort of therapy
exercise
thing.
Yeah. I think that's why it was. Yeah, look at that. Lucky guess.
It just seemed like a Kennedy thing to do because he was kind of like he's like a superstar president. He's like a Playboy president.
Yes, he was. All right. Question number 5. What is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust?
Probably iron.
Incorrect. It is aluminum.
There's more aluminum than iron?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I didn't either. You would think aluminum would be cheaper, but I guess it's not. I can tell you it's not.
I guess iron's the most plentiful because the core of the Earth is iron. It's molten.
Yeah.
But that's what creates the magnetic field, is that all flopping around down there. But aluminum's more prevalent, huh? Well, there you go.
Question number 6. Who invented the lightning rod, though he refused to patent it?
Benjamin Franklin?
Correct. I threw in some easy ones. I consider that easy. I mean,
I know. I always worry, though. I always assume you're tricking me.
What's he got up here? Something's going on. Something's not right here.
I'm still upset about the Roman numeral one because I knew better than that.
Well, too bad you missed it. Okay, this one is asking for a year, and I'll give you 2 years either side of it.
Fair enough.
Okay, so you basically have a 5-year span you can hit. Okay?
Okay.
I'm trying to be nice.
You are. I appreciate that.
In what year did Charles Lindbergh make the historic nonstop solo flight across the Atlantic?
Bugger. 1947?
No.
Way off.
1927.
Oh, I knew there was a 7 in it. I was just trying to remember the decade. I'm like, was that before World War II or after?
Dude, you think about how scary that would have been?
Terrifying.
He wasn't,
Seriously.
He wasn't in, I mean, he was in a nice plane for the time and everything, and it had, the best of technologies, which wasn't much.
120 horsepower or something like that.
Yeah. You're flying across something that, I mean, we've all seen people that have done something no one's ever done before. There is no second chance at this.
No. And think about it. There's no GPS. I mean, this is a compass. And think about, okay, you're flying out and you see water, and then you're over the water, and then the land disappears.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long it took him to do it. I mean, many hours.
Yeah.
That's a long time to just assume you're going the right way. I mean, if you think about it, so he's flying. Did he land in France? Is that where he landed?
Sounds right.
Think if you got turned about 90 degrees and you just started going like lengthwise with the oceans, you'd just crash out there and you're going to die.
33 and a half hours.
And he can't sleep.
3,600 miles.
It's a long way.
That is a very, very long way.
So
Holy
that
cow.
tells you how slow he was going.
Yep, because it was New York to Paris.
Yeah.
That was the route, so.
That,
Woo! Yeah, I should have known it was in the 20s, but I don't know why. There's something aviation-wise that happened in the 40s that was making me think that. But
the 40s, they were doing commercial jets flying over there.
Well, prop planes, but yeah.
Yeah, well, commercial planes, not jets.
Yes.
So anyway.
Like, that's when pressurized cabins were becoming like, there's a novel concept.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Question number 8. How many hearts does an octopus have?
3.
That is correct. Very good.
I don't know why I know that. I just do.
I knew that one too. So, yeah. Okay. Question number 9. What song did Wayne and Garth listen to on their way to the donut shop in the movie Wayne's World?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
Dude, I couldn't even ballpark for you when the last time I actually saw that movie.
I know.
How long it's been.
It's been a long time. Very long time for me. Okay. Last one. Question number 10. What was the only James Bond film to crack the top 10 list for the highest grossing movies in the 1960s?
Dr. No.
No. It is Thunderball.
Really? Thunderball did better?
Yep.
Go figure.
It's the only one that topped the list.
I was going to say it's probably the only one that topped Dr. No, too, because that was like huge at the time.
Yep. So, there you go. You did pretty good.
Not too bad.
Yeah. I thought you would have got the Bond one probably, too. I tried to throw you...
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot about the movies, but like in terms of box office success,
Yeah.
I'm like, all the numbers sound small from back then.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about movies that gross over $1 billion.
Right.
Which is just nuts.
I haven't gone to see a movie that I actually like wanted to go see in a long time. I go because my wife wants to go see one or something.
Well, what kind of movies do you like?
I don't know. I don't really enjoy going to movies. There's
Well, there you
people
go. That's why.
There's people. I don't like people. I don't want to go sit in a dark room where there's other people.
Okay.
That's how it is.
I don't blame you. I mean, I'm much more of a movie buff than you are, for sure.
Yeah. I just don't care about movies that much.
Or people, or
Yeah.
being happy in general. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm happy. I'm happy when people aren't around.
Well, we're going to be back with you guys, whether you like it or not, because we've got a lot of stuff coming up, but it's time to put a lid on this one. So we want to say thank you, as always, to Watch Communications for hosting the podcast and our website. You can find them at watchcom with 2ms.net. And if you need web hosting, they can get you 10% off your first month with the code Waste of Time, no spaces. Also, big thank you to TGM Off-Road, utv-doors.com, which, as the name would imply, makes doors. They also make rock sliders and some other products, but
Bumpers and, yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Seriously, if you're considering looking for doors, especially, second to none for the models that he makes them for.
Yep.
In fact, when he gets the XP1000 doors perfected,
I'm going with them.
We're getting a set.
Yeah.
UTV Engineering, if you need... They got a variety of service. They do clutch work, but they do so much, and they're huge. I mean,
manufacturing too. They do manufacturing of parts. So if you have, let's say you have an idea for a UTV and you need a manufacturer to make it, get a hold of those guys. They're a full service machine shop, and they make springs and they do clutch work and everything.
And we're not talking like some guy out in his pole barn. This is a real deal shop that makes stuff for like Baja 1000 and Mint 400. Like
they regularly have a team that goes to Baja, and they have won several times, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Harrison Power Sports up there in Harrison, Michigan, which is having a banner year so far, selling boats left and right, but they also have you covered on CF Moto stuff and...
No CF Moto anymore.
Oh, that's right. They got rid of them.
Yep.
But if you're looking for that...
new double
Arctic
X.
Cat, the double X.
Textron now, Douglas. Textron
Arctic Cat, I believe is how they're billing it. They've still kept the name.
But they're a full Textron dealer.
Yes, they are.
So, yep.
I didn't realize, I mean, kind of a sidetrack here, that CF Moto made a motorcycle for a while.
Yeah.
They still make them overseas, but supposedly pretty good bikes.
That's what everybody says. They're actually really decent bikes. I've never been on one.
I'd like to be on one just for laughs, because I saw a picture of him riding his the other day. So.
Yeah, he's got one.
Okay, interesting. CW Motorsports over there in Illinois. We're going to see Cody for the Heartland Challenge.
Yes, we are.
To hang out with him.
If you guys haven't checked out our back half cage video, definitely worth it.
Go check that out. That cage is not only stronger than the stock one and gives you the 4 or 5 inch chop, it's just better looking.
Yeah.
Like his welds, I mean, everything about it's just really super top flight.
Yep. And for the price, it's $350 right now. I mean, that's the normal price, but I'm saying in case prices change at some point in the future. Like any other cage, you're spending $1,200. Now you're not getting the whole cage, but you're getting literally the back half of the roll cage, the part that's important that keeps the ground off of your head should you flip it.
Yeah.
It's, in my opinion, if you have a Razor, get the back half cage from them just for peace of mind and protection for yourself and whoever rides with you.
Because it makes the rest of the stock cage that much better.
Oh, yeah.
And then Spangs Fab, if you're looking for the whole shooting match in a cage, Spangs can hook you up. You know, rock sliders or tree kickers or whatever you want to call them. He's a full service shop as well. And he built Steve Mueller's cage. So if you see our post about Steve's, really nice looking Razor that's got the full protection cage, that was all Spangs.
Yep. He makes a lot of nice stuff. He also, we've talked about it, we mentioned it, he makes a long travel kit for the Terex. So if you have a Terex and you're wanting to breathe some new life into that and get it to ride a little bit better, and you don't, you like the buggy, you just don't want to, you want a little bit better ride and you don't want to get rid of it, look into getting a long travel kit.
Yeah.
But
that's a really cheap way to upgrade.
Yeah. He does soup to nut built race buggies and, like Doug was saying, rock sliders and bumpers and full cages and whatever you need. Mike Plank.
Yep.
His cage. Now, Mike modified it a little bit after he got it from Spangs.
Still kind of a work in progress. He's got a couple things to done, but Spangs got the basic part of it done for him. And
yep. So if you just need some tubes bent, talk to them. They'll take care of you. I mean, they don't have to do the whole thing.
And if you're in the Indianapolis area, they are not a show sponsor, but I do want to give a big shout out to Performance Power Sports over in Brownsburg. They've hooked me up with a lot of stuff as I've been putting my quad back together, and even took a set of tires back that we mistakenly, it was my bad. I thought we were talking about 10-inch tires. We ordered 9-inch tires, rim size. They took them back, didn't balk, exchanged them out for the right size ones and said, you know what, somebody else will want these, we'll sell them.
Yep.
I mean, customer service was second to none. They're not a show sponsor, but I'm definitely giving them a shout out because they are outstanding.
Yep.
Customer service is becoming a dying art, so I'll plug anybody that really takes care of people.
Fully agreed.
All right, you can find us on the web at our website, eminentperformance.com. You can find the podcast on Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. You can find the video version on our YouTube channel. Just look for Eminent Racing. And you can find us on Facebook /Eminent Racing, on Instagram at Eminent Racing. And that's about it. I don't think I forgot anything.
Yeah, it's close enough. It'll get you where you're going. So.
All righty, well, we're going to talk to you guys soon from a lot of different locations. And no matter how sick you are of hearing from us, thanks for riding along with us.
Thanks, guys.
Tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town.